Good evening. Today I want to go over a theory about Captain America and some supposedly leaked scenes from Reddit. I'm going to put my own twist on this theory slash leak because I think it has some good possibilities. Let me set up my part of the theory first. Now bear with me as I go through this. I want to begin setting up my theory with a recent interview from the Russo Brothers regarding Captain Marvel. Now keep in mind here, the Russo Brothers are doing an interview on Captain Marvel, but they go off script here for just a second and mention Captain America. What they say here, I believe, has big ramifications for Avengers Endgame. Speaking to Cinema Blend, the Russo brothers, the directors behind both Infinity War and Endgame, explained their plan. It's always a concern of ours about overpowering characters because the reason that people relate to these characters is their humanity, and they're flawed, said Joe Russo. And the reason we love working so much with Captain America was that he was limited, and his heart was his superpower, you know? We're all acutely aware of the dangers of having an overly powerful character, but we like sensitive storytelling, so we found a thoughtful way through it, Anthony Russo continued. So that's very, very interesting. So in the Russo brothers' minds, Captain American's superpowers are not his strength, speed, agility, or anything that necessarily comes from the super soldier serum. Let's read that again. His heart is his superpower, you know? They love to take away the hero's superpowers and make them figure out another way out of the situation.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
It has happened multiple times with Iron Man.
That's the emergency alert triggered by the power dropping below 5%.
I can't count the number of times his suit was knocked off of him or it didn't necessarily have the power to continue on with the fight. The writers made him figure out another way each time. Oftentimes, it relied on, and he relied on, other Avengers to help him out. But let's get back to our theory here regarding Captain America. I think there's an acute possibility the MCU has been setting us up for the return of Pre-Syrum Cap from the moment after he received the serum. It's his heart, not his super soldier serum, that makes him special. Side note here regarding Tony and Cap. They both received their superpowers in the same way. The scenes are eerily similar. Perhaps Tony's superpower is his heart as well. Tony and Steve's stories are weaved together and intertwined. They may resent each other.
Everything special about you came out of a bottle.
But they also resemble each other.
Trashed all my suits. Then we had to mop up Hydra, and then Ultron. My fault. And then, I never stopped. Because the truth is, I don't want to stop.
If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Tony knows Cap is more than just a science experiment. And if we're going to be honest here, he's probably a little bit jealous of Steve.
I only knew him when he was young and single.
Oh, really? You two knew each other? He never mentioned that. Maybe only 1,000 times. God, I hated you.
Now that we've established Captain America's heart is his superpower, let's look at how and why we might see Pre-Syrum Captain America again. Theory number one, Thanos uses the Reality Stone on Captain America to turn him to Pre-Syrum Steve, only to find out it's not his strength, but his heart that's his special power. Theory number two, Steve goes back in time to the 1940s, but in the process of time traveling, he becomes Pre-Syrum Cap. Now on to something else I noticed. If this is truly going to be Captain America's last movie, then I expect we'll be hearing this line again soon.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I want this all day.
During Captain America the First Avenger, Steve fights a bully out in the street. Steve gets beat up by the bully and distracts him by saying, "I could do this all day." Bucky comes up behind him and takes out the aggressor. Fast forward to Captain America Civil War. Steve is once again on the ropes as Tony is bearing down on him and about to win. Steve continues to get up and utters the line, "I could do this all day." Bucky intervenes, giving Steve the chance for the upper hand. Steve eventually defeats Tony and limps off with Bucky. I think there's a good chance we'll see this line again. And since Tony, Bucky, and Cap all know about this particular line and what happened, they could use it against Thanos in a last-ditch effort. Say Thanos is getting the upper hand. Steve could say, "I could do this all day," and while he's distracted, Tony or maybe even Bucky could nail him from behind. There was a plot leak last May that Captain America wielded Mjolnir at some point in order to distract Thanos so the other Avengers could get away. The theory went that Cap dies in this scene, but what if he didn't? What if the other Avengers agree to leave and Captain America agrees to distract Thanos as Cap utters the famous line? Thanos gets hit from behind by maybe Tony or Bucky. They take advantage and somehow possibly defeat or get the gauntlet off Thanos. The Russos did say Thanos was distracted, and that's why Stormbreaker was able to overpower the Infinity Gauntlet, so it can't happen. This plot has been used twice, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it used a third time, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it be pre-Serum Steve the whole time. So just as I was about to upload this video to YouTube, I actually caught something during the interview with the Russo brothers where they're talking about Captain America. They use him in the past tense. He was limited. His heart was his superpower, you know? Captain America in the past tense. I think that's something that's going to take some time to get used to. As always, if you like the video, hit subscribe and the bell notification. Thanks for watching.